Hello, this is Malorian, and we're now at the fourth game of the Onslaught tournament, and it's now my Orcs up against the Bretonnians. Alright, so really at this point, I'm not going to win Best General, I'm not going to win Best Overall, I don't ever win Painting Awards. I'm pretty sure my second player, gave me a 0 on Sportsmanship, so I'm not going to get Best Sport. So I'm just really looking to have a good, fun game in this last game. And I felt really good that I was up against this guy. I've only played him once in like a friendly game, never in a tournament. He's a guy that always takes Bretonnians. It's not once bitten, but always does very well in tournaments as well. And so I knew, okay, this is great. This is going to be a fun game. What the game was here was one where it's the dawn attack, so random deployment, and as it happened, as you can see where I have my things, yeah, my river trolls are going to be suffering from stupidity for a little while here. So that's okay, because they're kind of on the far side, and looks like the battle's going to be on the left side. When you're looking at his force, even though there's a mix of knights and helmets and all this stuff, really everything is Knights of the Realm, except for the fact that the unit that's to the right of the little well there is Grail Knights. You can see where his BSB is. In there somewhere he has a Combat Lord in the big unit on the left. He has a Damsel that has Lore of Beasts, and he's actually taking the Fey Enchantress this time, so that should be pretty interesting too. Really, I just planned for this one to have a little bit of fun, go up there and fight and just have a real mash at it. But for the most part, I probably have the advantage because my puking goes through the Knights. I have the Strength 7 from the Black Orcs. Yeah, I think it should be on my favor, but we'll see what happens. Oh, and in this game we're saying that the objectives are not impassable. Alright, so one of the cool things about taking the Fey Enchantress is that you automatically get the ward. You don't need to worry about stopping and praying. So he actually wins the roll for first turn, and really he's just moving up on the left side, trying to be very careful to make sure I don't get any charges off on him. I can get long charges off with trolls, but he has a 3-inch advantage, Okay, 2-inch advantage, plus he has the whole Swift Strider there as well. So, he can be pretty safe going a little bit farther back, making sure I won't get the charges off, and then just one unit to go around the flank. This turn, pretty much his magic phase gets shut down. Now, I was saying that he was being safe, but, in this situation, I'm going to get charged anyway. I might as well go for it. And I rolled, it was either a 10 or an 11 to get these trolls into combat here. And, it was kind of one of these things where at first we're like, oh man, that's so cool, you got the long bomb charge. And then we kind of stopped and looked at each other and went, wow, this game's over, isn't it? Because, of course, Bretonnians don't do so well when they get charged. And, yeah, these trolls are just going to destroy some stuff really quick. However, when everything was said and done, it wasn't really all that straightforward. He did an okay amount of wounds to me back. What is that, 5 or something? And really, my pukes, remember, he's going to get his ward against it, so even though I killed a good number, he still has lots of ranks and banners and that stuff, which I don't have for combat res, so he didn't actually end up losing by that much, and he stayed there. I did try killing off his BSB, but he made his wards and things, and I think he just lost 1 wound. And even though I was able to kill lots of Grail Knights, which was nice, it wasn't the overwhelming victory that we thought. Otherwise, River Trolls fail, Stupidity wander up. I'm going to have my Wolves over there to redirect the Knights if they're trying to do something sneaky, like wheel around and get to my flank as I just derping my way up. But really that shouldn't keep going anyway, because I moved over my characters to be in the Black Orcs, or my BSB is just in the middle there because he has no shooting and I don't want him to die in combat. And yeah, I can see now his big unit's going to go into my flank, but all I can do now is move up my Savages and my Night Goblins to counter that after. So that's what he does. I got now that big huge one with his Lord going into the flank of my Trolls there, and I got another small unit going into my Night Goblins. And end of his turn it looks like this. Now, the one thing that did help me is that I was able to kill his BSB in combat, plus a lot of his other stuff. He only has 1 Grail Knight, some of his other blocks are fairly small, but I did kill his BSB, and when he tried to rolling to not chase me, he failed with all the ones he tried not to. So everything's running to the right side of the board, nicely showing me their flank. In the Night Goblin one, he beat me, I held, and I think in this combat, yeah, he got one one spell off in the big block. I think it's the whole wild form or something. Oh no, it was the +1 to hit, but nothing very major. So then on my turn, my river trolls, which now weren't stupid, luckily, they got off their own long bomb charge. I think again needing a 10 or 11, and was able to charge that far unit. Wasn't able to kill very much though because of the way that I had to kind of clip them, the way I was going forward, and then after I combat reform, so I'll get more next time. I tried charging my Black Orcs, but I can't make 3 long bomb charges in the same game. Otherwise, I had my savages going into the flank of that little unit of knights. And what I thought was going to happen is, they're the biggest unit, so I'm going to be running towards the right side, and I'm going to get into the Lord's unit. However, this is something that's never come up before, and I didn't realize, is that they don't run from the one with the most models, it's the one with the most ranks. And, I've been playing it with most models for a long time now, and this is something that's my little gaming group has never really caught on to, I guess. So they actually run from the Night Goblins. I was able to, I couldn't do anything with the savages. They couldn't really even go that way. So I'm kind of like locked in this little weird, all of us now, all the units are getting so weird and puzzle-like into each other. It's going to be hard for a lot of people to try and get around it. His turn 3 then, his Lone Grail just goes up just to slow down my Black Orcs. He'd moved over 1 unit of Knights so that they could help counter when the other unit fighting my River Trolls broke, but they were too close, so I beat those Knights and then overran into them, so they're going to be in some trouble. And then otherwise, the rest of his units either were fleeing this turn or just repositioning to go counter other things. So my turn 3, my River Trolls beat the unit that they were with. It's running away now. My Black Orcs killed the last Grail Knight and just combat reform. I reformed my Savages so that they're actually 5 wide looking up right now. We just kind of changed a few of the models just to keep it fast. And the really thing that was kind of funny is that he really didn't give my Night Goblins much credit, but they charged into the Lord's unit. The way that it worked, I could only touch the Lord. I did obviously no damage to him. He did maybe a wound or something to me. And in the end, with all the combat res, I won. And his Lord unit is taken off now. And this is pretty scary because he has no BSB for the reroll. So, things are getting kind of crazy up there for him. His turn 4, pretty much all that really happened here is they had a unit rally, and that Lord now is looking at the flank of my River Trolls. So I really liked the way that it kind of went, where they were going to charge in and kill and do all that fun stuff. But now I'm probably going to lose them too once they take that big unit to the flank. His other knights, they decided not to charge my savages. They're just there to try and block me, and his mages are just kind of running around. And I've just been pretty lucky where most of the spells that really matter, he either fails to cast or I'm able to dispel. My turn 4, I'd love to do more with the River Trolls, but they failed their stupidity because my unit was too far back. And then otherwise, only thing that happened here is my Savage Orcs went and charged the one unit in front of me and caught them, and now I'm kind of facing this impassable unit here, this terrain, but at least I scored those points. His turn 5, he goes into the River Trolls and he destroys them. And that's pretty much all that's going on other than his units going off the board. My turn 5, I really wanted to charge into his last unit here, but my Night Goblins were blocking my Black Orcs, and there's really no way to make it work. So pretty much everything just reformed to look at them, and I just took my characters out so I didn't have to worry about them, because he has no real spells or anything that can really affect them. His turn 6, though, he does something that I didn't expect, which was the Fey Enchantress charging my Night Goblins. And so I just kind of fled from it because, one of the things I didn't want is his unit charging them too, and then everything kind of running past me. But what this does is puts his expensive Fey Enchantress right in front of me. Now, he does have the spell in him that gives him, the extra attacks and all this crazy stuff, but, he's so close that if I charge him, I should catch him, and my savages are right there. Otherwise, he swift reformed with his unit and just went away from my Black Orcs, where he's hoping I don't make another long bomb. And my turn, the only thing to really do here is my savages go into the Fey Enchantress. I only managed to do 1 wound, which really surprised me. I'm only getting 2 models in base because of how weird it was and me trying to get to her. But the big thing is that I only beat her by a few. I think I beat her by 3 or something, and she held. So no points there. My Black Orcs, of course, didn't roll the 11 or whatever I needed to get to the Knights. I did hit them with a Foot of Gork. I think it's the first time I got Foot of Gork this entire game, but not enough to make them panic, and that was it. So at the end of the game, we add things up, and at first kind of really looked like it was really my favor, right? I was kind of all over him and all these things, but not really, right? I actually lost a lot of my points, and when we put it all together, he had actually, because it was just 25 points off, it was a tie. So I almost got the win, but by 25 points, it was just a tie. So it was a really fun game. One thing we did feel kind of silly for is that we had got into this game kind of so excited to play each other and wanting to get into this game and see how it goes that we didn't pick any secondary missions to do. Now I know for his side, there's no missions that really apply, like the ones he had left was like destroy 3 monsters or war machines and stuff like that. But the one I could have done is there's one where you pick a unit of 200 points or less and just take them off, and you just get another 4 points. And so my Wolf Riders that did nothing this game, I could have easily done that, but hey, we just forgot to do it. So there you have it. It was, if I needed a game to end a tournament, this was a perfect one. We both had a lot of fun. It did look for a second like the Trolls were just going to, with that one long bomb charge, kind of ruin the whole match and make it over from turn 1. But didn't turn out that way. It turned out really bloody and very intricate in the way they had to do the movement phase. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it too. Bye.